Alright, so it's a beautiful morning here in not so sunny Cape Cod. A little overcast. It's okay because I can do without having the sun in my eyes all day, especially loading trucks. So we're on a job here. It's a local rod and gun club. We're actually extending the shooting range, firing range. And it's quite a bit of material coming out of here. It's pretty bony though, so we have a screening plant set up, and we're screening all the material through, getting rid of all the big rocks. The screen material is going off to a couple different jobs next town over. One of them has access for trailers, one doesn't, so the trailers are going to one job and straight trucks are going to the other. I think I got three trailers and 5 or 6 tri-axle straight trucks. So they're all hauling the same material. I'm trying to put a dent in this pile. The screener plant is down at the moment. So I'm not, last week I was trying to keeping up with the screening plant as well as loading trucks. Just, I was taking tailings and stuff out. A lot of the bigger tailings are actually selling back to a local aggregate pit, and they're crushing them up and selling it. Probably 3/4 inch stone, pea stone, or whatever they're doing with it. But they happen to be closed today because it's President's Day, so we're not hauling any of that stuff out. And it's kind of nice that the screener isn't running right now because we're not producing anymore either. Once the screener gets going, a lot of that big rock coming off the tailings belt, I mean, there's a lot of it, so it's instead of the only way to not get blocked in here is to keep it moving. So we're unable to bring it to where it's been going today, so it's kind of nice when the screen is not running. Not to say it won't be at some point later in the day, but right now she's down, and just load these trucks up and get them going. I'm loading through these trailers can't make it into the area that I'm in, so I'm loading through a narrow gate. You can come back. And the trailers, I have to have them either pull up or back up after I load one section because I don't have the ability to turn. Okay. But it's been going pretty smooth. These guys are all pretty good. We have CB. I have a CB in the loader, so I can tell them when to pull up or whatever. Some guys can watch me through their window. One guy had a sleeper last week, he couldn't see me, so I call him on the radio, and it's teamwork. We get it done. And there's a lot of material coming out of here. This is just the beginning. I mean, we really haven't even put a dent in this place yet. But so far, so good. It's going smooth. I'm probably going to be here today, tomorrow, and then I think we're planning on moving the grinder for Wednesday. So I think I'll be starting on one of those stumping jobs on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I'm here and going to be doing this. I'm in a Cat 966 loader. I think it's a 2016. Whenever I'm tasked to run a loader, this is typically the loader I run. This is my favorite loader I've ever run before. It's powerful, it's comfortable, it's got the joystick steering in it, which I really enjoy. It's just so much easier on your body this way. I mean, you're not spinning a steering wheel all day long. You're not constantly twisting and turning and looking over your shoulder to see where you're backing up. I mean, the visibility in this thing is it's perfect. The mirrors, and you don't have to turn my head at all. I just gotta, just enough to look out the mirrors, but basically my arms are just down by my side the whole day. And it's, at the end of the day, you really feel a difference. I mean, I've put my time in some older loaders too, and you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've put my time in bouncing around, getting the snot kicked out of me in older loaders, and so to be able to run something like this, it's just so smooth and comfortable. It's really a joy to run. I couldn't ask for a better machine, honestly, when it comes to front end loaders, anyways. So I got them marked down. I'm keeping track of all the loads. The drivers do too, but it's always nice to have more than one source, be able to compare notes at the end of the day. So we have a couple of, I think we got 4 hired trucks on today. 2 trailers, 2 triaxles, and then we have our own trailer and 3 of our triaxles hauling. So what's that, 8? Yeah, 8 trucks I'm loading out today. And again, the screening plan is down. It's not broken or anything. It's just we had to move some people around. So the guy that's typically running it, he had to run somewhere else for a little bit. When he gets back, we get going on that again. But kind of working out all right because it's giving us time to get caught up. Move some of this material out of the way so we can make room for more. Just keep everything flowing. So this is one of our trucks pulling in right now. This is actually a brand new driver. I haven't even met the kid yet. This is his second load with the company. He just started this morning, I guess. So. I don't know if he has any experience or not. Looks like he might have a little bit. Somewhat of an idea. Had a co-pilot with him his last load. One of our top guys was kind of showing him the ropes. And you can see now that he's not with him anymore. So, like I said, I haven't even met the kid. He literally just showed up this morning in the truck. Works out, I'm sure he will. This truck here is a little bit smaller than our other triaxles. I mean, not by much. I can put a healthy 20 yards on pretty much all the other triaxles. This one here, it's maybe a bit shy. I'm pushing it to like 18 or so, but we make it happen either way. I don't have a scale in this loader or anything, so it's all just by looking and feeling. And, I have a pretty good idea. I like to think I do, anyways, of the weight that I got in the bucket. I mean, this is like a 6.5 or is it 5.5 or 6 yard bucket. I've learned over the years, most of this stuff, whether it's dirt or rock or whatever, it's basically it all narrows down to being roughly about a ton per yard. So if I get a good level scoop on this thing, I figure each bucket's right around 6 yards. So you gotta figure it's about 6 tons per bucket. So with these triaxles, if I put 3 good scoops on, it's, we're looking at about 18 ton, which might be a little bit more sometimes, but that's kind of what I go by. I know a lot of these newer loaders have scales built into them and everything, and that makes sense if you're running like a gravel pit or whatever, but I don't know. I didn't learn with a scale, so I just do it the way I know how. Never got any complaints yet. yet, so just gonna keep that going. So while I wait for the next truck to come down, give you a quick kind of see off in the distance there the project. We're down pretty low from the grade. That's, there's one of the major roads that runs through town is off to our left here, and that's pretty high up. And we're down in a little bit of a hole here. We're hogging out this whole area for a shooting range, and we got excavator loading a couple of end dumps, and they're dumping it over the edge up high there. There's actually a big sand pit next door to where we are, and one of the sections that they've already mined out, they've been slowly filling back in. So we're able to dump a lot of this material right off the edge, and it works out for both of us. We get, they're getting their old mine filled in. We're able to get rid of some of this nasty stuff for nothing, basically. We don't have to really bring it anywhere, so it works out for everybody. And this is going to be an ongoing project. We're only a couple weeks into this right now. We really just started screening last week, and it's going pretty good, I think, so far. But just like with everything else, the winter weather, it's kind of, some mornings the screener's frozen up, and sometimes it's the frost is a little hard to deal with, but we're getting through it. Luckily, all last week it started off real cold every morning, but it started to warm up in the days, so we didn't have a whole lot of trouble other than the mud. But there's not much you can do about that. So this is obviously another trailer is going to the job that can take the trailers. There's plenty of room for these guys to dump all day, and it seems like we shouldn't have any issues here with getting a lot of this pile removed. But I would say this is again, this loader, it's just a joy to run, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is load trucks. I don't ever get tired of loading trucks. It's just kind of simple, mindless work. But it makes you, get your brain turning a little bit, like I said, making sure you're not overloading the guys or spilling any off the sides, or, with the trailers, you don't want to put too much in the nose of the trailer. It's too much weight up front. When they put that thing up in the air, it can tip over. I'm not going to be the reason they tip over, I know that. So you're always kind of heavy head on a swivel here for the most part, just making sure everything's being done correctly. Not going to cause any issues. And yeah, I love it. I love this loader. I love loading trucks. I can do this all day, every day. Some people think it's boring or whatever, but it doesn't bother me at all. Something about running loaders in general. I just really like running loaders. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain. It's a sickness, I guess. So as you can see, this gate I'm loading through is pretty narrow. I mean, I fit through with a few feet on either side, but when it comes to loading the trucks, I gotta get these guys to, he's gonna have to back up here once I finish putting this little bit. I just put like a half a scoop on to finish this first section of the back. And then he'll come back. He's good, he keeps an eye out the window, he pays attention. And that'll do it. Putting about roughly 28 yards or so on the trailers. Seems to be, I'm putting probably, 16 yards or so in the back, and then, not 16, probably more like 14. And maybe another 12 or 14 in the front, somewhere around there. But yeah, we're gonna get this strainer going soon. We're gonna run out of material right before lunchtime. But anyways, yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, when you load these trailers like this, you can't just fill them chock-a-block full, because if you get all that weight up in the front and they put that thing up in the air and it kind of becomes top heavy, they can tip over pretty easy, especially if you're on somewhat of a unstable job site. So I always try to leave a little bit of air in the nose of the trailer. That way, like I said, if God forbid something was to happen, I know I can kind of know that it wasn't anything to do with the way I loaded it. I've never pulled a dump trailer before, but I've driven plenty of dump trucks, and I know it's not a good feeling when you start putting that body up in the air and you see it lean anyway, even if it's just the slightest bit, kind of turns up the pucker factor a little bit. I can only imagine what it's like when you're in a trailer. I've seen these things roll over before. Sometimes it's, driver error, but sometimes it's operator error. It's kind of my goal is to not be the operator making the error. So here we are working on that gun range. All the material we're digging out. Luckily we're able to dump off a huge cliff here down into an old sand mine. Let me tell you, when it's a cliff, it's a cliff. The camera won't do it any justice, but I mean it looks like it's about a mile down. So all this area they've already mined out. I mean, you can just barely see. There's a screening plant down there. If I zoom in, it's like at the bottom of the world. And they've already got all the material they want out of this section, so it's being filled in and works out pretty good for us. It's literally right next door. It's just a matter of backing up a hill and dumping it over the edge. I've been pushing it over with the loader every hour or two, and it's one of those things you don't want to push too far. You go for a little ride. So yeah, anybody that's never been to a sand pit, that's what it looks like.